lot about Harold Coe's transnationalist views on this program. The New York Times painted me as a conspiracy theorist. That's crazy talk for suggesting that Coe may shred the Constitution in favor of international law. But now here's Justice Ruth Ginsburg saying it's okay. Quote, I frankly don't understand all the brouhaha lately from Congress and even some of my colleagues about referring to foreign law. Gee, why shouldn't we look to the wisdom of a judge from abroad with at least as much ease as we would read a law review article written by a professor? Here is attorney and co-host of America's Newsroom, Megyn Kelly. Hi, Megyn.
Hey, Glenn.
How are you? Have you ever had a guest pass out on you before?
That was the first time I've ever seen that.
I know, that was...
I think he handled it beautifully. He announced it not once but twice, and he did it. He's a man of his word.
I love this guy. He's such a polite man.
Glad he's okay.
He's strapped to the gurney, and he's like, I'm so sorry, Glenn. I'm so sorry. Is it true? I just heard in the break that it's the lead on the Drudge Report. Is that? Do we have a shot of that?
No. But you know, isn't it?
What does it say?
Yes, thanks live on Fox News. Beck. Everyone thought it was part of the show.
They did think it was
on this show, it could be.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Okay. So, Megyn, I want to talk to you about this because this is, to me, this is really critically important for people to understand. The New York Times says, I'm just trying to whip up hysteria. Now Ginsburg says, what's the problem with this?
Well, listen, I'll take issue with what you said in the intro. She's not advocating throw away the Constitution in favor of international law. She and other liberal justices on the Supreme Court, and this guy, Coe, believe that it's okay to look to international law in interpreting certain U.S. laws and even the U.S. Constitution. The more conservative justices, like Scalia, say, that's nuts.
Yeah. And where do you stand? Do you want to say? Can you say?
Well, I tend to be more of an originalist when I interpret. I can tell you how I feel legally. I tend to be more of an originalist when I look at the Constitution, and that is what Justice Scalia is. I believe the words mean what the founders say they meant, and if you want to change them, God bless, but do it through a constitutional amendment. When it comes to interpreting the Constitution, however, you do have to ask yourself, of what benefit is it when you try to get into the heads of the founders and figure out what did they mean when they wrote this? How is it beneficial to look to what France is doing? How is that relevant?
It's not. It's absolutely not. And here's the problem. We, back in 1920, in fact, I wrote the name down, Roscoe Pound. Do you know who that is? Roscoe Pound is a guy, this all came from evolutionary thought. Roscoe Pound was a guy who ran the School of Law in Harvard in 1920. And he was one of the main guys who said, you know what? Stop reading about the Constitution and the founding documents. They're irrelevant. Only go to case law. And the idea is evolution of thought. The founding, that was important then. It's not now. Yeah. And we keep moving.
That doesn't surprise me. Because, listen, the liberals like Ginsburg believe that the Constitution is a living, breathing document.
Exactly right.
And the conservatives get upset, like Scalia is always saying, that puts me in the position of having to say, what, I defend a dead Constitution? No, it's not that it's dead. It's that it means what it meant when the founders wrote it, and it wasn't supposed to be a malleable document. Right. It was supposed to be a set document that if we wanted to change it, we could do it by amendment. We shouldn't have a presumption that people evolve over time for the better. That's not always the case.
But that's what they believed.
Yeah, that is
That's what they believed. Okay, more with Megyn next. I want to show you what's going on in Iowa, kind of in regards to this, coming up.